today. From MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the New York Jets taking on the Buffalo Bills.
Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And they'll be led out by their 6-year quarterback.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous.
On first down, Fisher. And that one going to come up short, low throw. Now, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the Jets winning on the road, so they're looking to finish off the sweep here now at MetLife Stadium. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Third play in this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Fisher. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Garrett Wilson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those.
Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. On the previous drive, he connected with Garrett Wilson for the touchdown. Here they go again, 1st and 10. A good start to the drive. That's caught out on the left side. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. It comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him. And I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The Jets coming in looking for win number 10 on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time, but now it's 3rd down. You look at this Buffalo defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. On 1st and 10, Fisher. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. Back to throw. Fisher. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Avonte Maddox. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency.
All of a sudden, we've got a new ball game back to level after that interception that he threw on the previous. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He finds Wilson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Fisher. And the catch made by Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this first quarter. They go play action here on 1st down. That's caught left side, Ruckert with it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because...
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Jets have taken the lead. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. He ran the ball in on the last drive for the touchdown. That's now his 13th rushing. Throwing on 1st down. Fisher. Taken in left side, it's Wilson. And he's taken down inside the 30. Now we've got a stoppage for an injured player, and that appears to be Garrett Wilson, who is shaken up on the play. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. On first down, Fisher. Crossing the field, Beckham makes a catch. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. On first and 10, it's Hall. Able to slither by. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall with his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets go up by 2 touchdowns. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Back to throw. Fisher. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And he's going to be touchdown, but he's got the first down. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They'll look to throw again. Now a leaping catch. He's got it. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Again, he'll drop to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. Excellent play there on third down. Give him 25 yards. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On first and 10, Fisher. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. After the sack here, second and 11. Looking to throw. Fisher being chased out left. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback, and you don't...
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. So we have reached halftime. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw. Fisher. And that will be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game.
Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He has been... From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Got a man here, it's Wilson. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Taron Johnson made the stop. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Looking to throw. Fisher. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a...
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back on. Now a play fake here on 1st down. That's to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown. Things a little bit more interesting now after that pick 6. The margin shrinking a bit here. 2-score game. 1st and 10. Throwing after the interception. Fisher. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Fisher. Flushed out right. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. Operating from the gun. Fisher. Flush to his right. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Looking to throw. Fisher. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped them there, but not to be.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And he'll be close to a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 43-yard line. This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll run with Hall. And he's He's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 45 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
Again. Oh, what a move. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. On the draw, it's Hall. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run with Hall. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall, his 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Jets look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
The offense for the Jets ready to take over. Been a very strong performance for them, really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Hall want to give up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
From the 9, 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll try to run with Hall. Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Jets look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
The New York set to take the field. They'll start on the ground. Hall. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree. Matched up against the top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities, and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way where they took it to them and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for the Jets, they'll hit double digits with their 10th win of the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Bills, it's another loss as they now fall to 4-11. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Jets as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.
Today, from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, it's Week 17 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New York Jets.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. Off the play fake. Fisher. It's brought in by Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll give to Hall. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. You talk about this Falcon defense. This unit, they're hoping to improve against the pass because right now, Charles, number 27 in the NFL.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Give to Hall running right. And they'll go backwards here. Losing yardage to the 14. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Russell Gage, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They've got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
And we're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He was 4-4 on that opening drive, including the touchdown pass, as he'll try again here to duplicate that success, starting with a 1st down. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. back to throw. Fisher. And Wilson with it, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time. Straight ahead is Hall. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
In motion right, that's Wilson. There's a fake on the Jets, sweeping instead. A give to Hall up the middle. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 43-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. On third down, here's Hall. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Skirts by him at the 35. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short. They'll go again with Hall. A nice little juke. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Here's a give to Hall. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. A handoff for Hall. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on second down. They hit him with a draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on second and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play.
Now Hall. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. Hall again. Trying to find a lane, but he finds nothing but defenders. Stop for no gain at the 2-yard line. 3 tight ends up front here. 3rd and goal. Trying to power it in with Arma. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Alex Arma, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean. Throwing on first down. Fisher over the middle and complete to Wilson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the #3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
On first down, Fisher. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Here's Hall. Able to fight through one tackle. Now he opts for the spin. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Operating from the gun. Fisher. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Look at the big man rumble. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Juwan Johnson. As the first half is winding down. And the Jets would extend their lead here just before halftime. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
On first down, right back to Hall. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 111 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now Allen. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
A give running right is Hall. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 35. They'll run with Hall. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. They'll run with Hall. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Jets go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. And his stellar campaign continues. That now his 20th rushing touchdown on the year, a number that very few running backs have ever reached in a single NFL season. So out now come the Jets. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP. Yeah,
it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hole.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Ball at a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. New York set to take the field. Paul on a give up the middle. Arnold Ebiketie gets there for the stop.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Again on 2nd down. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 173 yards rushing now for the ball game on 24 carries. Paul again. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Giants, the win will be number 11 for them on the year. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. So long, everybody.
Today, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the New York Jets taking on the New Orleans Saints.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. And New York set to take the field. first carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. On second down, a run with Hall. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. On the draw, here's Allen. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. Straight ahead is Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 43, here's second down and 8. Here's Hall again. There he goes, left side. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. 56 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Hall. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Jets will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Now Hall to start the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. You look at this Saints defense. They come into this one way down at number 23 against the run of the NFL.
And the focus now is making sure that they're hitting on all cylinders as they head into the playoffs. And that means they've got to stop the run better, because playoff football often means running football. So they've got to be prepared for that.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Here's a give to Hall. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion. After 1-7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They'll give to Hall. Gets around him, and he'll get it down to the play to the 37. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. The Jets come into this one looking for a 12th win on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. A handoff for Hall. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
They'll go again with Hall. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a third and about 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On third down, here's Hall. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up fourth down. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
Hall again on second down. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
That is incomplete.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big third down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. This is Hall. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring.
And now out come the Jets. On 1st and 10, Fisher. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Isaiah Foskey brings him down. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Good yardage there on the scramble, and all of a sudden they're left with a 3rd and 2, much more manageable. On 3rd and 2, Fisher steps away to his left. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Now Hall. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A good decision in the end. The pull and run gets him 9 yards and a first.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
They'll run with Allen. A beautiful fake. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To throw on 3rd down, Fisher. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Jets are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits are on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
And New York set to take the field. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher eluding the pressure right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. And the Jets are going to have a 1st and goal as he's able to take this inside the 10 to the 8. 131 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. They'll run with Hall. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 1. Allen is in. Touchdown, Jets.
Sometimes offensive can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
New York set to take the field. carry for Allen. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed, like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Braylon Allen, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Jets stretch this fourth quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
New York set to take the field. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. That's a strong running. Down to about the 45.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Let's go, dude. Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Hall again on 2nd down. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you get the defense back on its heels.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Allen. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They keep it on the ground. Allen again. And able to work his way down to the 16. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. 2nd down and 3. Here's Allen. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Jets, the win will be their 12th now on the campaign. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoff.
Today, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's the AFC Divisional Round Playoffs on EA Sports. It's the New York Jets taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. No bigger stage than this one. Sold out MetLife Stadium, located just outside of New York City. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And a peek at the man under center. He has 5 full years. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Shrugs him off. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
On the draw, it's Hall. Oh, nice move. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Now we've got a stoppage for an injured player, and that appears to be Garrett Wilson, who is shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Hall again. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
This 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Hall. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Up the middle they go. Allen, he'll get this up to the 34, and a good lane opening up right away for him. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. A give, running right is Hall. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Hall on a give up the middle. Powering his way forward. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 65 yards for him already. An excellent drive to kick off this divisional round matchup. That might be an understatement. They'll bring a tight end in motion. They'll run. This is Allen. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Braylon Allen, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Jets are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
Like what we saw right there, good running down near the goal line because That was a really good drive. They were able to possess the ball, have some early success moving it downfield, and then clearly the most important thing, finishing things off with the ball in the end zone.
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. Just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
Here's 2nd and 7. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. They'll go again with Hall. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this first quarter. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On 3rd down, here's Hall. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. After 1. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Joshua Hines-Allen there on the stop. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Give to Hall running right. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. A handoff for Hall. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. The offense on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
I know they want to.
Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. Still going inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Odell Beckham, 73 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half. There's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, where they want to let their return guy touch it.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
He completes it to Beckham. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Fisher. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Fisher. To the sideline and incomplete.
NFL quarterbacks work so hard on their mechanics, and they do so much repetition and practice, off-season, the whole deal. They expect it to be autopilot once the game starts. That way it eliminates any type of pressure of the game, pressure of people in your face, all of that. That didn't shine through on that throw, though, did it?
No. A little bit of a dangerous pass and off target, too. The result, only 4 yards there. New York set to take the field. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round. And they need to come up with something as they get this drive started. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? Operating from the gun. Fisher. Over the middle to Beckham. And he's taken down inside the 30. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand the field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fisher. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 17-yard line. Throwing on first down. Fisher. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Aleem McNeil able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. To throw on 2nd down. Fisher. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down, makes it manageable now.
On 3rd and 2, Fisher. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Jets have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th. So the Jets now down by 2 touchdowns. A minute 52 to play. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice intercept. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Looking to throw. Fisher. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilson. And he's brought down. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. Back to throw. Fisher. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 23 yards, the final tally. On first down, Fisher. Again, it's Johnson. Touchdown, Jets. Juwan Johnson, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Jets have got it back to a two-score game here in the fourth.
And what a weapon he is at the tight ends.
And looking at it from the perspective of the losing side here in this divisional round, it all ends so abruptly, doesn't it? A few hours ago, you got all this hope and anticipation of maybe a deep run, and now you're out of it.
Well, let's applaud the team that won, and rightly so. They're moving on. They still have a chance to get to the big game. But let's not bury the team that lost. I think I do a lousy job of illuminating what a great year they had. Let's face it, when it's all said and done, they were one of 8 teams left with a chance to get to and win the Super Bowl. That's a pretty darn good season.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from MetLife Stadium.